Tonight we'll be making an Italian-style dinner. First, my appetizer is a caprese salad. First, what you want to do is take your tomato and start slicing it into thin slices. You want to use most of the tomato. Then what you want to do is line them up on the platter. Then the next step is to place mozzarella slices on top of the tomato. After you place the cheese onto the tomato, grab your balsamic vinegar and drizzle it on the tomato and cheese. This is the appetizer caprese salad. My side dish is garlic bread. So what you want to do next, or first, is you want to take your butter, should be a little softened, take about half of it, slice it. You only need about half. Next, you want to take a spoonful of garlic and olive oil mixed together. Next, you want to mix it together. Next, after you mixed the garlic, olive oil, and butter together, you want to take some out and place it on your bread. After you spread the butter, olive oil, and garlic together, you want to sprinkle some cheese on each one. Next, what you want to do is, if you have a toaster oven, place it in there for about 3 minutes. Here's the garlic bread finished. Next on the menu we have a side salad. So first you want to have 2 1/4 cups of vinegar. And 1/4 cup of olive oil. After you put all of that in there, then you want to take your salt and your pepper. Then find your whisk. And that's my dressing. Next, grab your vegetables. So I have some lettuce, some tomatoes, and a cucumber. So then start slicing them. I'm gonna start with the cucumber. Then take your lettuce. Then take your tomatoes, slice them in half. Next, take your chopped vegetables and put them in a bowl. And then take your dressing and pour it over. Here's the side salad. Next, we're gonna start our pasta and sauce. I'm gonna fill this pot up with 3/4 of the way full. Next, add some salt to your water. And then turn your stove on to high. And then put on the lid. While my pasta water is boiling, I'm gonna show you how I made my sauce. I took fire roasted diced tomatoes, and I took tomato sauce, put them in the bowl. Now I'm gonna add some salt and some pepper. And I have some leftover Italian seasoning. Take a pinch. And then take your whisk or whatever and mix it together. Now that my pasta water is boiling, I'm going to take the lid off and add my pasta. And then set an 8-minute timer. Now start cooking the ground beef. So you want to set your stove to high and add some olive oil to it. And you want to add your meat to the pan. Careful. Now with the meat's in the pan, spread your meat out. And then what you want to do is you want to add your seasoning. So I'm going to add some garlic and some salt and pepper. Then you want to mix it in. And then you want to let it brown and cook. Now I'm going to turn the stove off. Take my pasta. And then drain my water. I turn the stove to low for the meat to brown a little bit more. I'm going to add my sauce into the pan. Once you do that, mix it in. And then let it cook. For dessert, we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies. Now what you wanna do is add your dry ingredients into a bowl. You need 2 1/4 cup of flour. So I've already done one. And 1/4. Now I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon of baking soda. Now add 3/4 of a cup brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup regular sugar. Now add a teaspoon of vanilla. Now you're gonna add 2 eggs to the mixer and 2 sticks of cut up butter. Add your dry ingredients. Now add all your chocolate chips. Once you've mixed it all up, scoop them out of the pan, put them onto an ungreased cookie sheet, and now you're gonna set it in the oven for 9 to 12 minutes on 350. This is my meal.